Here's a fact that'll blow your mind. Hitler was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. It sounds made up, but it's true. Sadly, a lot of stuff we assume is true is actually made up. The history books you read in school contain many lies, and we're here to set the record straight. Here are 5 false historical facts we have learned in school. 5. Binding contract. The ancient and incredibly painful art of foot binding was designed to make Chinese women more attractive to male suitors. This look was desirable at one time, but I have something surprising to tell you. It wasn't the sole reason women did it. Binding their feet also made them more suitable for certain jobs and earning precious income for their family. Sitting down most of the day producing textiles was ideal if you couldn't walk very easily to begin with. Grim, but true. 4. The famous iceberg. If it hadn't hit the iceberg in 1912, then the Titanic wouldn't have sunk. Correct. But the famous maritime disaster wasn't entirely due to a collision at sea. For starters, there were issues with the vessel's bulkhead design. Bulkheads are designed to contain water that comes in, plus they strengthen the ship. Titanic's bulkheads were believed to have been too shallow for such a big journey, with water quickly flowing over the top of them. There were also concerns about the quality of the iron rivets holding the hull together. There's far more to the Titanic story than an iceberg. 3. We can't let this one fly. You've probably heard of the Wright brothers. You may also believe they single-handedly invented the idea of human flight. Not so. 9 years before the Wright brothers took off in 1903, Australian Lawrence Hargrave was suspended 16 feet above the ground while attached to a collection of box kites. Then in 1901, Gustav Whitehead of Germany reportedly traveled through the air at a height of 50 feet in his own aircraft. Unfortunately, there isn't much evidence to back this up. It goes to show that the big names in history built on the legacies of those who went before them. 2. Lying about Lindbergh. Charles Lindbergh's name went down in history for flying solo across the Atlantic nonstop in 1927. However, he wasn't the first person to cross the Atlantic by air as some might think. This actually happened in 1919. The aircraft that completed the trip was a Curtiss flying boat named NC-4, which held 6 naval pilots. There were 2 other flying boats, but they didn't fly the entire distance like the NC-4 did. It took them 24 days, and yes, they did stop. 1. Einstein and algebra. Albert Einstein is regarded as a genius. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a clean slate when it comes to educational achievement. He was hot on psychics, not so hot on subjects such as zoology and botany. There's also a myth that he messed up his algebra exams. Not only was Einstein good at algebra as a teenager, he was a general whiz when it came to mathematics in general. He didn't perform brilliantly at everything, but he was brilliant in his chosen field, and that's what counts. That's a wrap for today. Follow us for more facts.